Now we study a relation on an infinite set. So here we see a relation on real numbers. This relation is less than relation for real numbers. Define a relation L from R to R as follow. For all real numbers x and y, x is related to y such that x is less than y. So here are some questions. Is 57 is related to 53, or is minus 17 is related to minus 14? So we can see here that the first number, which is x, is less than y or not. So 57 is greater than 53, so this is not related to 53, and hence it is not the part of relation. So this pair 57 comma 53 will not be the part of our relation. So in B part, minus 17 is less than minus 14 or not. So we see here minus 17 is less than minus 14, so these two numbers are related and considered to be in the relation. Similarly, other questions can be answered. The last part, E, is draw the graph of L as a subset of the Cartesian plane R cross R. So here we see the shaded area which represents the relation which represents the less than relation for real numbers. For each value of x, all the points x, y with y is greater than x are on the graph. So graph consists of all the points above the line x is equal to y. We see here we have drawn this line x is equal to y. In the shaded area we see that all the ordered pairs have y greater than x. Now we see another relation on an infinite set, the congruence modulo 2 relation. This relation is defined as E from z to z, set of integers to set of integers, as follows. For all mn belonging to z cross z, m is related to n such that m minus n is even. So it says that m minus n is divisible by 2, then that pair will be considered in the relation E. So here are some questions related to this relation. Is 4E 0? So we are checking that 4 is related to 0, so we need to subtract both and check whether it is divisible by 2 or not. So 4 minus 0 is 4 and it is divisible by 2, and hence 4 0 pair is contained in E. Just like we can check these B, C, and D. And here in this part we see that list 5 integers that are related to E to 1. So we need to find those numbers which after subtraction from 1 we get an even number. So this could be 3, this could be 5. So any 4 odd number, any 5 odd numbers will be those numbers which will give us even number after subtracting from 1. And in the next part we prove that if n is any odd integer, then n is related to 1. Here is the solution to the above questions. Now for the last part, where we need to prove that if n is any odd integer, then n is related to 1. We see here, suppose n is any odd integer, then n can be written as n is equal to 2k plus 1 for some integer k. Now by the definition of the relation n e1, n is related to 1 if and only if n minus 1 is even. So now we subtract and see that what we get here. So n minus 1 is equal to 2k plus 1 minus 1, which will give us 2k, and since k is some integer, so it will be an even number, hence n is related to 1. Now we study a relation on a power set. Here we have a set X with 3 elements A, B, C, and the power set of X is phi, then singletons, and then AB, and then ABC. Now we are defining a relation S from Px to the set of integers as follow. For all sets A and B in Px, A is related to B if and only if A has at least as many elements as B. So for A part we see that this set AB containing 2 elements and this set BC is also containing 2 elements. So these two sets are related. So only those sets are related in this relation which have the same number of elements. So is A related to phi? So A is not, this singleton is not related to an empty set. और इसी तरह हम C में देख सकते हैं कि BC is not related to this, but in the D part this C is related to this set A. Now we see the inverse of a relation. Just like we can relate an element of a set A to B, we can also relate an element of B to A. So that relation is known as inverse of a relation. So if R is a relation from A to B, then a relation R inverse, denoted by this R raised to power minus 1, from B to A can be defined by interchanging the elements of all the ordered pairs of R. So हम यहाँ पे क्या कर रहे हैं कि जो हमने A से B में कोई भी रिलेशन डिफाइन किया है, अगर हम उसमें तमाम एलिमेंट्स जो ऑर्डर पेयर में तमाम एलिमेंट्स हमारे पास मौजूद हैं उनमें हम प्लेसेस को चेंज कर दें और ऑर्डर पेयर बनाएं, तो जो नया आने वाला relation होगा that will be the inverse of the relation. So we are having a formal definition here. Let R be a relation from A to B. Define the inverse relation R inverse from B to A as follow. So R inverse is equal to Yx belong to B cross A such that xy belong to R. Or equivalently, for all x belong to A and y belong to B, Yx belong to R inverse if and only if xy belong to R. Now we are studying an example of inverse of a finite relation. Let A is equal to 2, 3, 4 and B is equal to 2, 6, 8, and let R be the divides relation from A to B, defined as for all x, y belong to A cross B, x is related to y if and only if x divides y. So here we see that from A 2 divides 2, 3, 6 and 8. So there will be a relation 2, 6 and 2, 8. Here we see that 3 only divides 6, so 3 is related to 6 here, and 4 divides 8, and so 4 is related to 8. So these are the ordered pairs in R. And what will be R inverse? So in R inverse we are reversing the places of elements. By the inverse relation we see that we get these ordered pairs in reverse order. By pictorially we can see that we have defined these sets as A and B, and the elements are placed inside A and B, and by the arrows we have defined the relation, so that 2 is related to 2, 2 is related to 6, and 2 is related to 8, and just like 3 is related to 6 and 4 is related to 8. And we see here that just we have reversed the direction of arrows when we are taking R inverse. So now 2 is related to 2, 6 is related to 2, and 8 is related to 2, and similarly the others. Now we see how to represent a relation using digraphs. So if we see here the definition of digraphs, a directed graph or digraph consists of a set V of vertices or nodes together with a set E of ordered pairs of elements of V called edges or arcs. So basically a digraph consists of two sets in which there are some nodes and there are some arcs and edges attaching those nodes, which provide a link from one node to another node. So this can be seen through any picture. The vertices here represents the elements, and from one element to another element there will be an edge if that element is related to the other element. So this will be a simple digraph here, and the vertex A is called the initial vertex of the edge AB, and the vertex B is called the terminal vertex of this edge. So in the above figure here, A is that vertex from where the edge has started, and where it ends it is B, and that is the terminal vertex, and these edges are denoted by A, B as in the ordered pairs. We can use arrows to show the edges between two vertices. For example, display the digraph with a vertex set A, B, C, D and edge set A, B, A, D and so on. So we have a vertex set A, B, C, D, and there are some edges defined as directed edges defined as A, B, A, D and so on. Now we see that how to form that graph. We put a vertex A, B, C and D, and then we draw an arrow from A to B and then A to D, and just like B is related to itself, so we have drawn a loop starting from B and ending at itself, and that edge is known as a loop. And here is B, D, and then C, A, and C, B, and D, B. So that's how a digraph is shown.